good evening, everyone, and welcome in to the UFC Fight Cards podcast presented by Orange Fire Media. I'm your host, Russ Renault, and thanks for joining us here again on another Sunday night in Houston, Texas. After another UFC weekend, we had a fight night event from Paris yesterday afternoon for those here in the States, and it turned out to be a pretty good event. So we'll go through the highlights of that one. Won't spend a whole lot of time on it, not a whole lot of big hobby implications in that card, so we'll get ahead, talk about the main and the co-main really, and then we'll get into the upcoming events, and then we'll open some of those cards coming up. So this week we've got our last box of Donruss from the case we have, and then just to preview, there on your left is we have 4 boxes of Prism left. So next week we'll open a box of Prism, and then we'll get to the last 3 that we have in the 3 following weeks. So those just joining us for the first time, UFC Fight Cards, we do 2 things. First, we talk about the fights, the fight schedule, that's the fight cards, and then we talk about fight cards, the trading card hobby, and how the results and the news relates to the trading card hobby. We've got our Hobby Top 5 coming up. That's the 5 hottest fighters in the hobby, not the top 5 pound for pound, but just who everybody's collecting, who everybody is after right now. So everything on the show that we open is available for purchase, and so you can contact me a few different ways. You can reach out to me directly through my email address, russ@orange-fire.com, and you can find me on social media at FightCardsRuss and at Orange Fire Media on X. You can find me on Facebook and my personal page, Russ Renault, and you can also find the Orange Fire Media page on Facebook. We also have our website that launched a few weeks ago. It is orange-fire.com. There's a couple of different things on there. You can find links to the podcast, and you can also find the area brewery maps that Orange Fire Media produces if you're interested in that. There's one right there over my right shoulder, so your left. So, check that out. Love all the support that we can get across all of our different mediums. So the last thing I'll tell you about is that we do the cards that aren't claimed on the show, that we do put them on eBay, and we have a store called Orange Fire Lots of Lots, and so you can buy a numbered or a colored card, autograph card, and we'll throw in a few extra with that. So we put together cards of that certain fighter that you buy. You don't necessarily see those on eBay, but we throw those in there, and that's why we came up with the name Lots of Lots, because we just build lots of fighters, because we have so many cards that we just put those in there, and that's a free gift to you. So you buy the numbered card, the autograph, the color card, whatever you saw on eBay, and then you end up usually with more stuff. So that's what we like to do here. Also, you get a treat today. I've got a fantasy draft starting in 11 minutes. So I'm number 7. So if you're interested in that, I've got the 7 picks. So tell me what to do with it. You can use the chat there and, just talk about whatever you want to talk about as we go through the cards later on in the show. You can chat with me, about the fights this weekend, what you thought, and we'll get right to it. So let's start off by talking about UFC Fight Night, Gane versus Spivac from Paris last night, as Cyril Gane does. Usually, he headlines those Paris cards, the biggest fighter out of France, Manon Fiorot, in the co-main event. So she's kind of taken that mantle as well, and we'll talk about the news around both of these events, what it kind of means going forward. So talk about the main event, Cyril Gane getting the stoppage in round 2 with the TKO, and he just went to work on Spivac. Spivac could not get him down. Gane, after that John Jones fight, worked on the takedown defense, did a great job of stuffing Spivac, and when it was just going to be on the feet, kind of figured this was what was going to happen if that was how it played out. And I felt that way going in, that Cyril Gane would come back, bounce back, and look like his old self, and that you're not always going to be facing John Jones. So just kind of got overwhelmed in that moment and came back and took care of business in this one. So really glad to see that, that he was able to do that. I think he was much better quality than Spivac. Nothing to take away from him, but I just think Cyril Gane's in that top 5 for a reason. Spivac obviously wants to be there. I just haven't seen that from him yet. So let's see what happens going forward. Do we do the Tom Aspinall fight with Cyril Gane? What happens with Sergey Pavlovich? He's been hanging out there for a little while. He's going to be the backup fighter at UFC 295 when Jones and Miocic square off for the heavyweight title. So who knows? Who knows what will happen going forward? But I think you've got 5 names. You've got Jones, you've got Miocic, Pavlovich, and then Aspinall and Gane. So Gane's been there before. I think Aspinall kind of leapfrogs him next in line wise. So who knows? But maybe Aspinall and Gane, just to stay busy, have that number 1 contender fight if Pavlovich gets the winner of Jones and Miocic. So we'll see what happens. Pretty exciting. I love heavyweight fights, and I love it seeing this come down this way. I'm looking out for Tom Aspinall. It's one of the fighters that I kind of cheer for a little bit more than others. I try to stay as neutral as I can. I do just enjoy watching fights, but Tom Aspinall showed me a lot. Just enjoy watching him, enjoy listening to his stories, his interviews. So, not going to hide that. Just want to see him get a shot at some point, but I like the way Cyril Gane looked last night as well. So let's go to the co-main event, and we had a women's flyweight matchup in the top contender, Manon Fiorot, and she was taking on Rose Namajunas, who's making her flyweight debut, the 2-time former strawweight champion of the world. And she's moving up to 125 for the first time, and kind of got it taken to her by Manon. So Manon Fiorot getting the unanimous decision. It's 30-27, 29-28, 29-28. So Rose, held her own in one of those rounds. I would guess that would be round 3. I didn't look at the scorecards to see exactly how they scored it, but I'm guessing that the round 3 was the one they found for Rose, which is surprising. And who knows how that fight goes. If you saw Rose's right pinky finger after the fight, it was pretty nasty. So she could not throw that, and I think she kind of got the adrenaline going later on and was able to throw that right hand a little bit more, but I think that had something to do with it. She was unable to get a takedown, and so that one played out on the feet as well, and Fiorot just showed, why she is the number 2 ranked contender, and so we'll see what happens now going forward with the flyweight division. So obviously in 2 weeks we've got Alexa Grasso defending the belt against the former champion Valentina Shevchenko. So I think that result is going to have a lot to do with what happens going forward, because if Grasso defends that belt, you're not going to see a rematch with Valentina. So you're going to probably see Manon get her shot right there. So, but I'm just guessing, I'm speculating here, and this is what I do on the show. If Valentina takes that belt back, I think that they will run it back for the rubber match, and Fiorot and Erin Blanchfield will have a number 1 contender bout, and that winner gets the winner of Valentina and Grasso in the rubber match. So it's going to be a long waiting game for everybody involved, unless Grasso is able to defend against Shevchenko. So we'll see. And I'm going to go out and guess. I'm going to put this out there 2 weeks ahead of time. I think that Shevchenko is going to win. She was winning the first fight and it just made a mistake, got caught. Grasso, hats off to her. She looked great. Grasso did look phenomenal. She looked great. But I thought Shevchenko would have been ahead on the scorecard. Had it not been for that mistake, she would have won the match. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's going to be huge. It's going to be a huge event. Noche UFC on September 16th. So we'll talk about that in just a little bit. Just kind of round out the main card a little bit more. Saw that the French fighters had a great night. Benoit Saint-Denis getting the TKO in the second round against Thiago Moises. Always a game opponent, but Saint-Denis, they're looking really, really good. Getting that finish. And also, light heavyweight division number 8 contender, former title challenger Volkan Ozdemir. He looked great. Really looked great against Bogdan Guskov. Probably outclassed him by a lot. Actually, almost got the finish, with the fist. So landed a big shot, and then Guskov gave up his back, and Ozdemir is able to choke him out. So good job by Ozdemir. That guy just hangs around and just putting himself, keeping himself right there. Who knows what he's got left in him. He's been around a while, but still looking great. So that was kind of the highlights of the main card and overall card last night, but a pretty good little fight night there in Paris. So we look ahead to UFC 293 and the pay-per-view next weekend from Sydney. So we've got, we've had the international run here the last 3 weeks. We had Singapore last week, Paris this week, and now Sydney coming up next weekend. And we've got the middleweight championship on the line between Israel Adesanya and the number 5 ranked contender Sean Strickland. So, I expect Izzy to take care of business and all the trash talking to go by the wayside. And I expect, I like Sean Strickland, but I just think this is Izzy's time, and, he knows what he lost, and it's going to take a lot to knock him off at this point. So unless Alex Pereira comes back to middleweight, I think this is going to be Izzy's time for a little while. So in the co-main event, you got Tai Tuivasa, Alexander Volkov, number 6 against number 8 in the heavyweight division. Tuivasa being close to home and everything, he's going to be on those Sydney cards more often than not. So, we got a flyweight matchup, top 10, Manel Kape, number 10 against Felipe dos Santos. You got a rematch from no contest a couple of months ago between Justin Tafa and Austin Lane. Austin Lane getting the eye poke on Tafa, and he couldn't continue, so it was a no contest, and they're going to run it back. So that's good to see. So that's kind of the main matchups from Sydney next weekend. We look ahead, UFC Noche, September 16th, Las Vegas T-Mobile Arena. This is just more than a fight night. Alexa Grasso, Valentina Shevchenko for the Women's Flyweight Championship of the World. Welterweight division, a great co-main event for what is a free event. Kevin Holland against Jack Della Maddalena, number 13 against number 14. You got D-Rod, Daniel Rodriguez, Santiago Ponzinibbio, welterweight matchup. And then you got Raul Rosas Jr. against Terrence Mitchell in a bantamweight matchup. So really, really good card. You look down, and you got some ranked fighters, further down on the card. Roman Kopylov, middleweight, number 14 in the world. And then you got a top 15 women's flyweight matchup. You got Tracy Cortez and Jasmine Judavicius, 14 against 15. So shaping up to be a good next couple of weeks. So let's look at Fight Night, September 23rd from the Apex in Las Vegas. Go back to the Apex after all these big time events. Lightweight main event, number 6 Rafael Fiziev against number 7 Mateusz Gamrot, and then you got featherweight co-main with number 11 Bryce Mitchell against number 13 Dan Ige. Then just looking down that card, the other matchup that intrigues me on that one's a heavyweight matchup. Muhammad Usman, Kamaru Usman's brother, taking on Jake Collier. Then we get to UFC 294, October 22nd, Abu Dhabi. See, a lot of these events haven't been filled in yet, so you got a couple of weeks in there that there's just nothing official. So you're looking at UFC 294, Islam Makhachev defending against Charles Oliveira. He took the belt off of Oliveira in Abu Dhabi last year in October, and so they're going to run it back. And you've also got a middleweight co-main, number 4, Hamzat Chimaev. The last time he was in action was last year, taking on Paulo Costa. We've got Fight Night November 5th in Sao Paulo, Brazil. And you got a heavyweight main event with number 5 Curtis Blades against number 9 Jailton Almeida, returning to his homeland, on a hot streak and looking like one of the big rookies in this 2023 product out of Panini. So looking good there for that one. And then all we've got left is UFC 295. And November 11th in New York, Madison Square Garden, the heavyweight championship of the world on the line. John Jones against Stipe Miocic. So that's the one we're looking forward to, and we'll let you know anything else that is made official this year. So my pick's coming up here in a second. Anybody got any suggestions? Number 7. Number 7 in the draft. So it's my turn. So I can go Mahomes right here. He's there. So we're going Saquon Barkley with our first pick. We'll come back around and try to get Joe Burrow or Patrick Mahomes. He does not like that. That's his dad. So anyway, I know you didn't come here to talk about my fantasy draft, but it's just fun to be on there anyway. So let's talk about the hobby news, and we've got the Chronicles coming out later on this month. I did see the release date on that, September 20th. So looking forward to that product. I really like the Origins series out of that. You can see right there. We got those last 2 sets of Origins framed up there on the wall. I think, and those are all base. It's just pretty cool looking set to me anyway. So I like those. So we get to our hobby top 5. And so, like I said at the top of the show, this is not the top 5 pound for pound. This is the 5 hottest fighters right now in the UFC. This is the best in the... Oh, I got another pick coming up here. So I got a minute to pick a quarterback. So this is the top 5 fighters that everybody's collecting right now. And we're going to run through those here in just a second. All right, so we're set here for a little bit, picking up Joey Burrow. All right, so let's run through the hobby top 5. Get that queued up. And here we go. So these are the top 5 fighters people are buying in breaks and collecting. So we start off with number 5, only female on the list. And it's holding her spot is a rookie in this product, Aaron Blanchfield. Looked good with the win last week over Tyler Santos. Number 4. These are the same as last week, but we did have a change last week, but we are staying the same. Hamzat Chimaev, number 4. So he moved down a spot last week. Number 3 is Shavkat Rakhmonov. And the next one is the best rookie in this product, and it is Bo Nickel. And the number 1 after his big win for the Bantamweight title a couple weeks ago, number 1 now is Sugar Sean O'Malley. So that comes as no surprise. Everybody after Sugar Sean card. So there you look at that. Hobby top 5, Sean O'Malley, Bo Nickel, Shavkat Rakhmonov, Hamzat Chimaev, and Aaron Blanchfield. So that we do that every week, and that can change the way when products come out. Very seldom does a result change the hobby top 5, but it did a couple weeks ago with O'Malley. So it does happen. So now it is time to get into this box of Donruss. We're going to put this box of Prism away. But before we do that, we are going to go through some of our hits over the last couple of weeks. Like I said, everything on the show is available. We'll put this to the side for a second. As we go through our hits for a little bit. So we're going to start off with the select that we have left. So this is the best card we have left, and it's just been sitting out there. Jack Della Maddalena select purple, the auto number to 49. Alexander Rakic with the Sparks That's numbered to 99. And like I said, we'll throw in a silver. We got some prisms, some optic that we throw in there, press proof. We got Billy Quarantillo with the Sparks. That's not numbered. Got a Drew Dober, neon green, numbered to 75, and Verna Jandaroba, red, numbered to 175. So we got rid of a Dustin Poirier lot and had a white prism in here, but that is now gone. So that Jack Della Maddalena is the best one left. So then we'll go through the prism that we have. We'll add to it next week. So let's go through those real quick. So we've got a couple of auto redemptions that we sent in. And first one's Israel Adesanya throwback signatures. That's not numbered. So, but we got an Izzy purple to go with it, numbered to 149. Then we got a BJ Penn redemption champion signatures. That's also a base auto, but we've got a red hollow laser that we can go with ahead with that. Put that together, numbered to 75. Got silver hollow monitors, green retail. Some other BJ Penn cards going back to 2015 on those. Then we got a little Bryce Mitchell run, starting with the Mojo, numbered to 25. Got a blue wave, a green retail. I've also got Lucas Almeida, the blue. Those are numbered to 175. Ruby wave, silver. Said Yakub Kakramanov, red, numbered to 199. So that is all the prism that we have as well. And then we get to the Donruss that we've had. And we will add to this tonight. So we've got one auto left in here. Well, actually two. We do have a rookie auto. That's our case hit so far. Hopefully we do something better tonight, knock on wood. Marvin Vittori, Signature Series. Like I said, we got some Marvin cards to go with that. Then we got Damon Jackson. That's, like I said, this is our best one out of the box so far. No disrespect to Damon Jackson, but looking for a little bit better. But this one's numbered to 25. The rated rookie blue hollow laser auto. Pulled this last week. Dean Thomas, blue hollow laser, number 49. Giga Chikadze with a win last week. Pulled him with this blue hollow laser a couple weeks ago. Jared Cannonier, got a couple here with blue hollow laser, red hollow laser, and then we throw in a ruby wave, blue velocity, some older cards with the 2020. Kyler Phillips got the red hollow laser last week, number 75. Daniel Cormier, red hollow laser. Pick up a hyper as well with that one. Santiago Ponzinibbio with the red hollow laser. Also got a ruby wave from 2022. So a few extra cards thrown in that one. Mike Brown, red hollow laser. Also got a teal press proof in there. It doesn't excite a whole bunch of people, but if you don't have it, you'd want it. Vulcan Ozdemir, red hollow laser. Also with the select tricolor, select silver. Some extra cards to throw in there. Jack Shore with the silver hollow laser. Alexander Romanov, silver. Then we got a couple of relic cards left. Magomed Ankalaev, this is one we pulled last week with Octagon Royalty. And Michelle Pereira, Octagon Canvas. Got a couple of those to go along with those as well. So let me get these put back up and we'll get into that box of Donruss. All right, so got to get these gloves on, protect these cards as best we can. All right. Took a little longer than it needed to. So like I said, this is our final box of 2023 Donruss. So looking forward to the Prism the next couple of weeks. It's been a while since we've done that. All right. So if you're not really familiar with Donruss, you got 10 packs, 30 cards. And in a hobby box, you're pretty much guaranteed to get a complete set, 1 through 200. The rated rookies are 201 through 220. Authority of the Octagons 221 through 225. But we go through every card because we do put this on the audio platforms later. And if you see, if you hear something while you're driving, you can always go back and look at the YouTube replay and check it out and see it for yourself. But we like to go through them and you know, maybe we see something with one of the fighters. And we can talk about it a little bit, you know, like we starting off here with Sergey Spivac, obviously with the loss last night. Nikita Krylov, Li Jianlang, Henry Cejudo, Tom Aspinall, Brandon Moreno, Magomed Ankalaev, Sean O'Malley, Movsar Evloev, Julia Avila, Tony Ferguson, Jack Shore, Tatiana Suarez, Cub Swanson, Vince Pichel, Calvin Cater, Michael Chandler, Yair Rosenstrike, Tisha Torres, Raquel Pennington, Mateus Nicolau, Gerald Mearshart, Yan Xiaonan. Then we got a Herb Dean, Authority of the Octagon, Silver Press Proofs, Caitlin Chukagian, Magomed Ankalaev. Got a Purple Press Proof of Dominic Reyes, Yuri Prochazka Dominators, Leon Edwards, The Untouchables, and a fantasy matchups, Kamaru Usman and Matt Hughes. So we probably have at least 4 complete sets of Donruss, and 1 through 200 anyway. I've got 2. I know we have 1 where we have every card. We have every rated rookie. We have every Authority of the Octagon. We have every insert. And I think we almost have 2. I think we're missing 1 card from having 2 legit complete sets. But I know we have about 4, 1 through 200. All right, so here we go with pack number 2. Number 1 was kind of a dud. Brandon Royval, Alex Perez, Jimmy Crute, Ian Gary, Conor McGregor, Paul Craig, Darren Till, Bobby Green, Adrian Yanez, Matt Hughes, Corey Sandhagen. Hold that thought just a second. Right. Paulo Costa, Chris Weidman, Shogun Hua, Tai Tuivasa, Rafael dos Anjos, Hamzat Chimaev, Yana Santos, Cyril Gane, winner last night, Amanda Nunes, Kaikar France, Jan Blachowicz, Derek Brunson, Drakkar Klose, do put the rated rookies. Go ahead and sleeve those. Here we go. Number 1 in our hobby top 5. Silver Press Proof, Sean O'Malley. We got a Raul Rosas Jr. And we got a silver hollow laser of Irene Aldana, number 99. Print line at the top. Been pretty disappointed with those. It's different on the hollow lasers. The print lines, I mean, they don't stand out as much as on other cards. All right. Finish off this one. Octagon Marvels, Juliana Pena, Leon Edwards, Crunch Time, Brock Lesnar Retro Series. All right. Vivian Araujo, Sean Brady, Misha Tate, Marcin Tybura, BJ Penn, Dan Ige, Neil Magny, Justin Gaethje, Holly Holm, Alexander Romanov, Andre Muniz, Carol Hossa, Anderson Silva, Casey O'Neill, Michelle Pereira, Jens Pulver, Yair Rodriguez, Caitlin Chukagian, Royce Gracie, Stipe Miocic, Piotr Jan, Merab Dvalishvili, Poetan, Alex Pereira, and Jack Della Maddalena with another auto. Got an auto out of Select, and now we got an auto out of Donruss. Rated rookie, base auto. Another Jack Della Maddalena for us. Not complaining. So let's finish this one out. Jens Pulver. Another silver Tom Aspinall. And purple Armin Saryukian. Rose taking the loss last night against Manon Ferro. Retro Series Anderson Silva and a Shavkat Rachmanov, the Untouchables. Give me just a second here. All right. This draft is going too fast for me. How's it going, Dom? Who you collect, man? Where are you from? Here we go. Big winner last night. Manon Furore, Chuck Liddell, Uriah Faber, Ryan Spann, Grant Dawson. This is the hardest one in the whole set. Shamil Abdurkamov, Patty Pimblett, Mackenzie Dern, Ilya Topuria, Saeed Nurmagomedov, Alexander Volkanovski, Robbie Lawler, Jeff Neal, Charles Oliveira, Aljamain Sterling, Jillian Robertson. Give me a second. Right, Derek Lewis, Robert Whitaker, Max Holloway, Forrest Griffin, Jose Aldo, Sadiq Youssef, Jalen Turner, another Damon Jackson, Royce Gracie, Silver Press Proof, Movsar Evloev, Purple Alexander Gustafsson, Alex Pereira, the Untouchables, Islam Makhachev Stairmasters, and a Brandon Moreno Octagon Marbles. So 4 packs down, we got our auto out of the way. This is a good one. All right, here we go. John Jones, Jermaine Durandamy, Demir Ismagulov, Juliana Pena, Tracy Cortez, Brian Ortega, Alexa Grasso, Yuri Prochazka, Valentina Shevchenko, Bilal Muhammad, Marvin Vittori, Michael Bisping, Jimmy Flick, Ricky Simone, Matt Brown, Jared Cannonier, Song Yadong, Andrei Arlovsky, Kelvin Gastelum, Israel Adesanya, Dustin Jacoby. Give me just a second here. Right. Lauren relic coming up here. And it is RDA, Rafael dos Anjos, Octagon Royalty. So it wasn't, too blown away by our relics. Got nothing crazy. So end it with RDA. Julia Avila. We got the teal press proof of Sean Strickland. And then we got the red hollow laser, Kevin Holland, number 75. We got a Dominators, Francis Ngannou, Davison Figueiredo, Crunch Time, Aljamain Sterling, the Untouchables, and that gets us halfway home. We should be live on Facebook and Twitter tonight. We decided to go back to those two streams, so if you're watching there, appreciate it. Tim Means, Colby Covington, Brad Tavares, Alexander Rakic, Mark Coleman, Curtis Blades, Pedro Munoz, Marina Rodriguez, Daniel Cormier, Dan Hooker, Nathaniel Wood, Zhang Li, Cody Garbrandt, Amanda Ribas, Kamaru Usman, George St. Pierre, Carla Esparza, Michael Chiesa, Dean Thomas, Volkan Ozdemir, big winner last night, Davison Figueiredo, Chris Dawkins, Alonzo Minifield, Mohamed Mokaev, we did pull a Mokaev auto redemption out of I think that was our very first box. Silver press proof, Stipe Miocic, Tony Ferguson, purple Bryce Mitchell, Pereira, Anderson Silva fantasy matchups, Jessica Andrade, Octagon Marvels, Sean O'Malley Crunch Time. So we'll start moving these, make another pile. All right, here we go. Umar Nurmagomedov, Ryan Hall, Panay Kianzad, Macy Chason, Adrina Aldana, Santiago Ponzinibbio, Alexander Volkov, Jorge Masvidal, Giga Chikadze, Sean Strickland, Islam Makhachev, Cynthia Calvillo, Khalil Rountree Jr., Dominic Reyes, Rose Namajunas, Macy Barber, Rich Franklin, Dustin Poirier, Rafael Fiziev, Brock Lesnar, Shavkat Rakhmonov, Rob Font, Matt Schnell, Authority of the Octagon, Mike Beltran, Silver Press Proof, Piotr Jan, Teal Robbie Lawler, and we got a Blue Hollow Laser Marlon Chito Vera, number 249. Like I said, we'll go through all the hits at the end of the show when we get through this box. We'll go back through everything. Got Retro Series GSP, The Untouchables Kamaru Usman, and Stairmasters Conor McGregor. All right, we've got 3 packs left. And for those of you watching for the first time, like I said, everything is available. This is not a break show. You don't have to buy spots. It's just you come here, and if you see something you like, you buy it, and you claim it. And you can just tell me in the comments, reach out to me. Like I said, I've got a few different ways to reach me, and I'll tell you that at the end of the show. So here we go. Tito Ortiz, Daniel Rodriguez, Blagoy Ivanov, Abubakar Nurmagomedov, Josh Emmett, Gilbert Burns, Sergey Pavlovich, Alex Caceres, Chael Sonnen, Arnold Allen, Marlon Chito Vera, Glover Teixeira, Matt Serra, that all rhymed for some weird reason, Edson Barbosa, Rafaela Sunsao, Leon Edwards, Jamal Hill, Andrea Lee, Mike Brown, Francis Ngannou, Chen Sung-young, Korean Zombie retiring last week, Alessandre Pantoja, Kevin Holland, and Aaron Blanchfield. Give me just a second here. Get back to it. All right, Silver Press Proofs. Yair Rodriguez, Brandon Moreno. We got a Jack Della Maddalena Purple Press Proof. Go along with our rookie auto that we pulled earlier. You'll see that at the end of the show. And do want to remind everybody, we are going to do some giveaways at some point. You know, when we get enough subscribers. So if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube for the first time, do want to let you know that you can subscribe to YouTube and you'll be entered into our card giveaways. We got 7 lots, and I'll talk about those at the end of the show. We got a numbered card in all of those lots, and it's about 12 to 20 cards in each of those. So make sure that you subscribe and that we can run those and really give those away to some deserving people. All right, let's finish off this pack after our PSA there. Chuck Liddell Stairmasters, Surreal Gane Octagon Marvels, Islam Makhachev Crunch Time. Got 2 packs left. Our auto and our relic have already been hit. We'll show those again. Alexander Gustafsson, Armin Saryukian, Joaquin Buckley, Vicente Luque, Beneil Dariush, Mateusz Gamrot, Habib Nurmagomedov, TJ Dillashaw, Johnny Walker, Vivian Araujo, Sean Brady, Jennifer Maya, Stephen Thompson, Anthony Smith, Ketlin Vieira, Jack Hermanson, Tyler Santos, Jessica Andrade, Dominic Reyes, Bryce Mitchell, Andre Muniz, Carol Hosa, Anderson Silva, Kyler Phillips, Merab Dvalishvili, Silver Press Proof, Brandon Royval, Purple Joaquin Buckley, Alex Pereira, Octagon Marvels, Crunch Time Carla Esparza, Islam Makhachev Dominators. So 1 pack to go. One more chance to beat the Damon Jackson blue hollow laser auto, number 25. The Jack Della Maddalena auto that we just pulled. So here we go. Misha Tate, Marcin Tybura. Just a second. BJ Penn, Dan Ige, Neil Magny, Justin Gagey, Holly Holm, Alexander Romanov, Tito Ortiz, Blago Ivanov, Daniel Rodriguez, Abubakar Nurmagomedov, Casey O'Neill, Michelle Pereira, Jens Pulver, Gary Rodriguez, Caitlin Chukagian, Hoist Gracie, Stipe Miocic, Piotr Jan, Merab Dvalishvili, Matt Serra, Edson Barboza, Terrence McKinney, Silver Press Proof, Matt Serra, Alex Perez, and we've got Jeff Teal, number 25. He did us a favor with a nice little print line at the top. So, appreciate that. So the Untouchables, Patty Pimblett. Fancy Matchups, John Jones, Chuck Liddell. Got a Dominator's Press Proof, silver, Francis Ngannou. And that is it. Here we go. We are through that last box, the whole case of Donruss, with 4 boxes of Prism left to go over the next 4 weeks. So let's go back through these hits here in just a second. All right, here we go. Drakkar Close. I'm going through the rated rookies. Raul Rosas Jr., Silver Hollow Laser, Irene Aldana, Alex Pereira. And there's our auto. Jack Della Maddalena base auto. We've got the select auto as well as purple, number to 49. So we'll put those two together, see if we can move those. Damon Jackson, Norman Dumont. There's our relic with the RDA Octagon Royalty. Kevin Holland, Red Hollow Laser. Mohamed Mokayev. Cheeto Vera, Blue Hollow Laser. Aaron Blanchfield. There's a Jack Della Maddalena Purple Press Proof. Kyler Phillips, Terrence McKinney, and the Jeff Neal Teal with the print line number to 25. Let's go back through, and there we go. So there's our big hit for the day, the Jack Della Maddalena rated rookie auto. Managed to make it through a entire fantasy draft in the course of the show. All right, so I want to thank everybody for joining us here again on the UFC Fight Cards podcast. And, we had a pretty good night for that last box of Donruss, and we made it through that whole case. And like I said, we've got 4 boxes of Prism left, and we'll go through those one each over the next 4 weeks. And next week we'll be looking at UFC 293 in Sydney with the middleweight championship on the line. Israel Adesanya against number 5 ranked Sean Strickland. Co-main event, heavyweight co-main with Tai Tuivasa and Alexander Volkov. So it should be a good card next weekend, and we'll talk all about it. And then we'll go through that next box of Prism, looking for some big hits out of that one. Still looking, I think, for a case hit out of that one too. Didn't get anything lower than 25 out of this case of Donruss, so a little disappointing there, but that's what happens when you open cards. You get a little disappointed sometimes. But thanks for everybody that joined us on Facebook and Twitter for the first time this week. Hope you enjoyed the show, and you come back and check us out and subscribe on YouTube. You'll never miss a show. You'll be subscribed to our card giveaways we'll be doing at some point, as long as we get the numbers that we're looking for. Spreading the word, and then we'll start giving away those cards. And I'll tell you what those are. So we've got John Jones, and like I said, all these contain a numbered card, and then we've got about 20 or more John Jones cards in there. That's a big one. Jan Blachowicz, Justin Gaethje, Robert Whitaker, Glover Teixeira, Holly Holm. That's also another big one, and that's got 20 cards in it. And Misha Tate. And Misha, actually, hers has 2 numbered cards in it. So look for that. So, it's just something we want to do to make this a great place for you to come and enjoy watching somebody open cards. And you don't have to buy into it. There's no break. You just see something you like and you buy it. And we try to make good deals here and keep your prices low. And, I know some people love the gambling aspect of it, and that's why you get into the breaks. But we try to do things a little bit differently here and try to make it a little bit easier for you to get the cards that you want. So, once we get through those 4 boxes of Prism, that we'll kind of look at some of the cards that I have remaining, some of the stuff that I put together earlier. My Tom Aspinall collection is going to be available at some point, so I'm going to go through all of that. And got a ton of Tom Aspinall autographs. Got a slabbed card. It's up there over my head. We're going to look at that and start going through some of the cards that I have left from both last year and this year. So some of the lots that I said, when I talked about on eBay, we have some of those lots left, and we'll be making those available for the first time right here live on the show. So we open a hobby box every Sunday, and we're going to do that for at least the next 4 weeks. So I hope that you'll join in and that you enjoyed the show tonight. So like I said, you can contact me a few different ways. Our new website was up. It's been up for about a month now, orange-fire.com, and you can reach me by email, russ@orange-fire. You can at orange-fire.com. You can also find me on X at FightCardsRuss or at OrangeFire Media. Find me on Facebook, my personal page, or the Orange Fire Media page. And like I said, you can go on eBay, check out the Orange Fire Lots of Lots store. The more you buy, the better deal you're going to get. If you have something that has first-class shipping, or what used to be first-class shipping, now the Ground Advantage, you pay $4.25 for shipping, and that'll get you 5 lots. You'll get 4 lots shipped to you for free. So take advantage of that. You go in and buy 5 lots, you pay $4.25, and everything gets shipped to you all in one swoop. So you can pick up a lot of stuff. We usually have about 20 to 30 card lots at any given time. So I hope you go check those out on eBay. Like I said, next week, UFC 293 from Sydney, Adesanya